6ix9ine has been caught trying to escape. Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. When it comes to rappers who can't help but be controversial, you know that the rapper known as 6ix9ine is on the top of the list of those who do it, just because they can, and that was his attitude that landed him in jail for many crimes. Now he's waiting to see if he can escape from jail, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. The arrest that changed everything.
Tekashi 6ix9ine has been arrested, according to multiple reports. He faces racketeering and firearm charges.
It's no secret that 6ix9ine has had a very long dirty history with the law. He's been arrested for small crimes like driving without a license and also being arrested for things like assaulting a fan and doing harm to an officer of the law. But when it came to convictions, 6ix9ine always had a nasty habit of slipping away just in time. That is, until the FBI arrested him. This all happened on November 18th, 2018, where he got arrested on very serious charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and much more. 9 separate crimes were put on the 6ix9ine during that arrest. Just that arrest alone. And that was just the beginning of all his problems.
It says here that he got apparently beat up by some group of guys, and then he was taken to protective custody.
6ix9ine and his former associates, Kafano Shadi Jordan, Jamal Marta Jones, Gentilish Butler, Fugan Fubanga Lovick, and Fahim Crippy Walters were all part of a group that was running numerous operations in many of the boroughs of New York City. They were committing numerous crimes to ensure their territory and dominance, and during all of these acts, they were making some serious cash, which literally means they were making money off of illegal activities. In legal terms, racketeering is defined as the illegal running of a business in order to make money, which is exactly what 6ix9ine and his former crew were doing. Eventually, these activities got the attention of the FBI, who took this group and the group they worked for very seriously. Because of this, they decided to come down hard on this group by making a massive case against them, including having lots of evidence and other things on them. So in that way, when they arrested the group, the charges would stick. And as you have no doubt have guessed, they did.
Prosecutors, and I spoke to 2 longtime criminal defense attorneys. They all concur. No way the government could promise Daniel Hernandez a sentence.
6ix9ine was also charged with carrying a firearm for the use of maintaining his illegal businesses. This is one of the conspiracy charges where he's charged for the use of using an item to scare off his competitors, so his business wouldn't be messed with, which is a crime in and of itself, and the arrest was a big deal. And the indictment spelled out exactly what the group had done for all to see.
All information of the activities of himself and others to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Members and associates of the enterprise promoted and celebrated the criminal conduct of the enterprise, namely narcotics distribution, acts involving violence, and the use of firearms, in music and on social media. The indictment reads, the purpose of the enterprise included preserving and protecting the power, territory, and profits of the enterprise through acts involving taking out a rival and threats of violence. Among other things, 6ix9ine was also charged with aiding and abetting a robbery for the group he worked for, part of his proof on how he got involved in the group he was. All in all, 6ix9ine had a really big problem, but luckily for him, he had a one-time solution to get out of that. He took a plea deal. Number 4, ratting out his former crew.
Yeah.
What y'all on? That's regular. What y'all on?
He def getting clout off your page.
To put it simply, 6ix9ine has had a plea deal of a lifetime. He could literally get out of multiple charges put against him, including 2 felony counts that have life sentences, and could possibly get out of jail really soon, potentially at least. All he had to do was rat out his former crew, the ones arrested with him, as well as giving out information on those who were part of the group he worked for in regards to the illegal enterprise. By the time of this posting, 7 of the 11 people who were convicted in the case have pleaded guilty to various charges, or have taken plea deals of their own to lighten their own blows in the matter.
So if 2 more, oh, Shadi already pled guilty?
Yeah, I think 10 to 15 years is what he's facing.
That's not bad.
Considering that the plea deal was agreed to in February, that's some pretty fast work. But again, 6ix9ine really did know everything that needed to be said to get them guilty, which is likely why the FBI gave him the plea deal option. And adding to his good work, the government asked him for an extension on some of the remaining defendants because they are working with them right now. The government is in negotiations with the remaining defendants regarding pretrial dispositions. The requested adjournment will allow the parties sufficient time to continue those discussions, and if agreements are reached, the scheduled change of plea conferences. So it could be that by the end of July, allowing for some time and room to work with the remaining people, the case itself could be closed, as all the defendants have pleaded guilty or have gotten deals, and 6ix9ine lived up his end of the bargain. Number 3, wake me up when September ends.
Kasha, yeah, he went and told on everybody.
Yeah.
And they're saying he might get out in September.
Yeah.
Due to his good work, 6ix9ine's lawyers are actually hoping to appeal to a judge to let 6ix9ine go free. And they're hoping to get this happen by September. So you might think, wait a minute, wasn't that part of his plea deal? Yes and no. The plea deal itself specifically stated that if he pleaded guilty to the charges, all 9 of them, I remind you, he wouldn't get the life sentences. Those felony convictions could have gotten him. And of course, they also stated that he would be given a potentially lesser sentence. It did not say he would go immediately free though. However, that isn't stopping his lawyers from trying, because in their minds, 6ix9ine lived up to their arrangements of the plea deal and more. As noted also, almost all the defendants in the case have pleaded guilty, and that can all be accredited to 6ix9ine in one shape or form. So in their minds, he's gone above and beyond the call of duty and should be rewarded by giving a release and having time served.
Agrees not to prosecute the defendant for the crimes set forth in counts 1 through 9.
Which would be factual, as he's been in jail since November. Again, this is not a sure thing, as at present, his sentencing hearing isn't set until January 2020, and it is possible that the judge or FBI or somewhere else or someone else will have to have him wait until that point to find out his true fate. And even then, he could still get jail time. It's just a lot less than the maximum he could have gotten, even without the felony convictions, about 46 years to give or take. So what will happen? Well, we'll just have to wait and see until September, more than likely. But should he get out, 6ix9ine won't find himself in a good place exactly in the rap world. Number 2, the consequences of his plea deal.
That's right, people. 6ix9ine is snitching on his gang, and he's going into witness protection.
They say that actions have consequences, and it's true. For the better or worse, everything we do has a consequence. Even if something benefits us, it doesn't mean it's a good thing. And in the world of rap, being a snitch, which 6ix9ine is because he took a plea deal and ratted out his former crew, is a terrible crime. You could even say that it's worse than taking a life in their eyes. Because while one is a valid action that might have a reason behind it, snitching is a direct breach of trust, a betrayal that truly can't be taken back. To that end, many rappers have voiced their displeasure of the entire situation and renounced 6ix9ine as a rapper, or as a tough guy like he proclaimed to be, and much more. And it grows by month as the case starts to wind down. Here is what rapper Jim Jones had to say on the matter during a radio interview. "We can," he said. "6ix9ine's history is erased. We're not gonna even say we liked or what we don't like. Screw him. He did some actions that he can't come back from, so his name is non-mentionable." The rapper then was asked if 6ix9ine could step foot in New York again. "I don't know what he could do." Jones replied, "I don't give a fuck what he could do. That's not my job. If he stepped foot in there, they should stay far away from him. I grew up in an era where certain things you cannot come back from. It's not fixing that. You black forever. You a rat forever. Ain't no coming back from that." So that's a subject that we don't even have to touch on. 6ix9ine's future in the rap industry is something that is a bit of a flux because of his court case and the new snitch moniker. Because before 6ix9ine was arrested, he was loud and proud about his tough guy image, and he even went so far as to call himself the king of New York. But obviously that's not an image he can now maintain. And while he may have the followers who still want to listen to his music, his supporters in the rap world aren't as numerous as they might have been before. Could he return to music? Well, absolutely. There's nothing preventing him per se from making music, but as Jim Jones noted before, he now has a label on him, and one that is important to note that everyone in the rap world is going to know. They'll each have to make a decision as to whether they're going to support 6ix9ine or leave him in the dust, because should they choose to associate with him, it could hurt their own careers potentially. Again, he could still make music, but collaborators, record labels, producers, and more might want to stay away from him because of what he did. Number 1, his literal uncertain future.
Straight up, on no tight level, you're a rat. You are a rat. You're a rodent.
Even if we were to look beyond his music career, 6ix9ine is not out of trouble the moment he gets out of jail. Because as I said, he has a long and dirty history with the law, and while many of his cases were shoveled because of his major felony arrest, that doesn't mean that all of them are off the table. Such as a lawsuit filed against 6ix9ine for $5 million by a promoter who sued the rapper because he no-showed at an event that he was supposed to be at. The case was dismissed early in June, but the team behind the lawsuit have found new evidence and intend to refile. Due to the developing news with 6ix9ine's other major cases, newly discovered facts affect some of our claims, so we'll be refiling up to specific addresses the additional facts and related claims, they wrote. So even if he gets out of jail early enough, which I'm sure this refiled suit is based on, that literally means that 6ix9ine will walk out of a jail time event that could have ended his career to a lawsuit that could have literally bankrupted him. Not a nice turn of events. But even more ironically, his troubles go even deeper than that, because another side effect of his snitching is that the group he used to work for is going to have it out for him, in the very literal sense. And to that end, the plea deal 6ix9ine got allowed him to go under witness protection, should he find himself needing of it, which means that his life would be uprooted from out of New York to be put into a place where he can never be found, which of course means he won't be 6ix9ine anymore, in turn meaning that he won't be a rapper anymore. So what is his future? Right now, nobody knows, and that includes himself. And so there you have it, a look at 6ix9ine and everything that is going on with him and his situation in jail, as well as his outlook on the future. So do you think 6ix9ine will get out of jail this year like he hopes he will, or do you think the law will make him suffer a little more for his troubles? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.